Hey everybody, it's Mike Venus La Soul and I'm back. And you already know what time I'm on. I'm here to call out Bolo, the producer, on his last video talking about the push 3. Doesn't look good, my man. So let's get started. Number one, I know he juiced in with a Kai or in was it in music, which own a Kai and a lot of bunch of music companies that got absorbed into it. And he called out Ableton. Now, number one, Ableton, Bitwig, and Machina is all German music production software and gear. Bitwig, I think the only gear they got that goes well with their software is their audio interface they just built. But we're not talking about Bitwig, we're talking about Ableton. And he mentioned Machina. Okay, so let's get started. Number one, he made a statement about he felt like the Ableton 3 or Ableton Push 3 is a failure. And the reason why he feel that way, and that's feelings, is because of the fact that they didn't market towards what he called the urban, and I put in quotes, urban community. And that they gave content creators, which I'll explain what I feel about that, the push 3 either at a discount or gave it to them to do videos to kind of encourage people to go buy it over the MPC. So let's get started. Let's cut the first lie. Nobody from the Ableton community ever said that the push 3 would decimate or eliminate the MPC line. Nobody, except MPC users and MPC endorsers or salesmen, content creator salesmen, which he's one of them. Nobody ever thought that. That's number one. Number two, urban. He said that they basically gave it to people who do EDM music. Well, I don't know how knowledgeable he is of the history of EDM or electronic dance music, but let's say the big 3: techno, house, and even hip hop, which was all primarily utilized and created from electronic gear, primarily techno. Then I'll say second, house music, which got absorbed in the EDM. Hip hop, yeah, because the origins was primarily about dancing and partying, and then it got into rapping. So rapping and hip hop is two different things. I would say that. You can argue with me about that in the comment section. So, what do you mean? Techno was created by black men in Detroit who created music that didn't have singing or rapping to it, and that was repetitive, but they used synthesizers, drum machines, samplers, things of that nature, technology to make this type of music, and they deemed it techno because they felt like it was futuristic music. It did not pop off like that in Detroit. It's big in Detroit, but it's not big in the rest of the United States. It was the Germans, primarily Berlin, that adopted and loved techno and brought those guys out there, and by their influence started to make their own version of techno, and they love techno. Same thing with house music. House music started in Chicago from black and brown people. Didn't really take off like that in the States, but got big overseas and became very popular over there. And those pioneers and people who were very influential in the development of the sound and the style of music went over there and became basically God tier level influencers. And now that you see today's market, the main producers of that style of music, techno and house and the variations of EDM music, is primarily marketed as Caucasians from Europe. But that's not the truth. Those styles of music are urban, and they were made here in America. Drill was made here in Chicago. Drill was mainly a Chicago style variants of hip hop music, rap, that was very popular from Chicago, picked up a little bit down here in other parts of America, but then really got popular overseas where they had grime, and drill became uh, out of that grime and the drill scene from Chicago, and now you got UK drill. The UK people did not create drill. They did not create techno. They did not create house music. They did not create other forms of dance music. They were influenced by Americans, primarily black and brown people. So those styles of music are urban. Now the people who probably was using their channel to showcase the push three were more of the Caucasian sort, but a lot of them are what you will call Ableton trained certified trainers, which isn't really hard. Basically, all you got to do is learn the software, be able to explain what you're doing in the software, and be able to perform it either on the device or within the software. And Ableton would certify that person whenever they do their certifications. They do it, I think, once a year. And it's not just here in America, it's all over the world. But to say that the Push 3, in so many words, isn't an urban device, well, let's go into it. I can probably count on one hand of what I've witnessed of brown people using, or black people using, the Push 2 in their production. That was DJ Jazzy Jeff. I gotta think on this because it's not that many that actually use the device. I done seen Brian Michael Cox use it. I done seen Austin Dallas use it. I done seen, what's his name, Elliot. He plays with the Roots band, but he uses the Push 2. And some October 1st producer, I seen him on a channel used to Push, and the guy who did Plain Jane for ASAP Ferg, he used the Push, but it's not. And the one dude from Florida, I'm subscribed to him. I can't think of his name right now. He uses the Push, but they don't use it to the point that they are extremely efficient, that they know the device. They use the device solo. You understand? So because it's not that many mainstream people that use the Push in hip hop, or there's not that many that are even, not even talking about black and brown people, but just in general, a lot of the people who had the Push 2 that did tutorials on the Push 2 on their YouTube channel, a lot of them don't even use the device solely and not rely on the mouse or the keyboard or their computer to compose their music. So when they came out with the Push 3, the Push 3 will basically give you a standalone version of the Ableton software with a computer in it, with the MIDI controller, right? Inside the MIDI controller. And their ability to demonstrate the device was what really affected how people received it, and probably why they only did some X amount of videos for it and then stopped using it, because they didn't use it like that in that fashion. But to say it's a failure, that's really some marketing stuff, and really your opinion is compromised because you're affiliated with Akai. So all that shit doesn't matter. To get to the point, none of that shit matters. What matters is techniques, efficiency on the tool that you have. These guys on YouTube, and I'm mainly talking about Bolo right now, but it's a lot of others. Their job is just to sell equipment. They are basically low level salesmen that sell these devices and products to people in hopes that they will purchase it, thinking that that will make them better at production, when really the only way you can get better at production is actually practicing or producing and learning your tools, learning your device, and learning how to use it. Now, I don't own any Push. I'm not affiliated with any of these brands. When I did my video saying, the only thing that the Push can be compete with or compare to is the Akai Force, which has been discontinued from Akai, right? And even though they claim they're gonna do some type of update, they haven't done it. They haven't done it yet. So a lot of people will assume like, oh, they fell off. That's not the case. I personally, I think the Push or the Machina is great hardware tools that are totally ingrained into the software of their particular DAWs. The Push with Ableton, the Machina with the machine software. Akai, on the other hand, is really catching up. And I know a lot of these guys like Bolo and other people will try to make you feel, if you a person watching this, to think like you have to go get one of these things. I'm gonna be straight up. I had a Live 2. I sold it. I had an MPC-X. Sold it. I just didn't. The software was buggy. The quality was not there. And I have an older MPC. Can I make beats on the MPC 2000 XL? Yeah, but it's just a tool. It doesn't change up my production or what I know or what I like to do. It's just there. I still use my Force here and there. And the thing is that to put out a video that is centered around trying to make it seem like this device is not what urban music, which today in America has been diminished. And a lot of you niggas, yeah, I'm gonna say niggas, have only been programmed to make trap beats or boom bap from like the 90s. It's more than that. It's a tool. People done made house music on the MPC. People done used it to make techno. People done use it to make all styles of music, R&B. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just a tool. You know what I'm saying? And to try to paint it like, oh, the only way you can make hip hop or, those style or rap music is basically only using the MPC if you're using hardware or FL is totally ludicrous. And plus, both the difference between the Machina Ableton Bitwig, which is German produced software and hardware, and American music production stuff, which is Logic, Fruity Loops. You throw Ableton in it. I mean, not Ableton, Akai. Is that their style of production is clip based, which is basically dealing with patterns that loop, and also having the option to do it linear, where Logic, you can do clips, but mostly people use it on a linear state, meaning working from left to right, or the MPC, which is left to right. You understand? That's really the difference, and it depends on how you think of music. If you think about it in patterns, you do well in Bitwig, Ableton, Machina, because you can use clips and scenes. Clips are the small patterns. Scenes are basically the sections of the song, and you build out your arrangement that way. Or you can do it linear, you know, and it's really based on how you view music, how you view production. Have nothing to do with this fell, that fell. It's really based off of the individual who's using it. I done seen tons of niggas use NPCs and make ass music, bro. Make terrible music. I done seen it with Push and with Machina. The tool is what you can use. Make it do what it do. That's what my mom used to say. Make it do what it do. But to try to paint that, the Push isn't for black people. It's mainly for EDM music. Why don't y'all niggas get into EDM music? I done made EDM tracks. I done made house tracks, EDM dance music. I done made trance music. I done made ambient music. All that's EDM. I done made chill hop, lo-fi, boom bap, electronica. All that's urban music. What are you talking about, bro? I don't give a damn if he sent his minions over here, and y'all niggas will get obliterated if you try to really go at me when it comes to music. I'm not juiced in. So I don't really care if they have issues with me, but that's the truth. If you want to debate me, go do your research first before you start running your mouth on my comment section about this topic. But the Push, you can make hip hop on the Push. If you're really serious about it, most people don't just push, like use they push without touching the keys or touching the keyboard or touching the mouse or looking at the screen. Most people don't do that. Can you do it? Yes. But most people don't. Same thing with the Machina. Most people don't. So when they made a standalone version, the company is assuming that these people know how to use the controller without looking at the screen or touching the mouse. Most people wanted that. Now that they have that option and they're not really efficient on how to use the device, which the makers know that you can do it without even touching the mouse or the keyboard, a lot of people just like throw it to the wind. It doesn't mean it's a failure, it just means that people need to learn their device. People really need to get into their tools. And you won't be getting okey doke by niggas selling you plugins and sounds and the latest hardware when you already got duplicates of the same fucking hardware. You got niggas that got like 5 fucking replicas of the same damn machine. Like if you got a Force, you don't need an MPC. If you got an MPC, you don't need a Force. If you got an MPC, you don't need an X. You don't need, if you got the Live, you don't need an X, you don't need a 1. It's the same fucking thing. It's just a different model, form factor. That's it. It's the same brain, same software. Nothing's more improved than the other. So, let's stop that. Stop. Yeah, and that's what I had to say. I'm Mike Venus, Lasso, and I don't give a fuck how this nigga feel or anybody feel. It ain't to start no beef, but it's checking them because a lot of shit he said in that video is false. The device is not a failure. The failure falls on the people who don't know how to use the device to its full potential. A lot of people never used it to its full potential when it was a MIDI controller, so they damn sure don't know how to use it in standalone. Same thing with the Machina. Hell, a lot of you people with the NPCs don't even know how to use the damn device. And the thing was, his channel used to be about teaching people how to use the NPC. I used to be subscribed to him years ago, but once he started getting on the selling shit, I unsubscribed from him because I wasn't learning anything. I wasn't learning how to hook things up, how to change up the MIDI, all that shit. All I was hearing was him selling shit. And I hear that from a lot of YouTubers, and that's why I'm disgusted with a lot of them. Tell me how you feel in this comment section, if I'm right or wrong on my opinion. But y'all, if you're gonna get in this music thing, you need to know your history, bro, before you start bumping off at the gums. EDM is urban music, black and brown music. It just was. It didn't pick up here in the States. It got adopted and loved from other countries, and those people are influenced by it. And now that they are influenced by it, and they love those guys that go out there. He ain't gonna say that. Most people don't even know that techno, house, um, hell, even classic hip hop is still loved all around the world. And when those things die here in the States because they're not marketed, they're they're adopted, loved, and brought in other countries, and those people still have great careers and great love. So expand your music palette. Don't just focus on making trap beats and repeating this person. Just learn different styles, bro, and you'll see the world in a totally different perspective. So with that, I'm Mike Venus. La Sota. Next time, Mike out.